Okay, y'all, it's happening. It's happening. We got an official release date for this animated Avatar The Last Airbender film, one of three that we're going to be getting. Yes, the date is far away, but still, it's coming. Let's talk about it. So now this says Avatar The Last Airbender animated film release date announced by Paramount. Almost a decade and a half after Sozin's Comet aired on television, Avatar The Last Airbender is finally going to have a continuation of its story from Paramount, and it's coming in 2025. This paragraph here is just saying that we really don't know the details of the story. But at least it's coming, right? So Paramount has announced that an Avatar The Last Airbender film sequel to the series will be coming out on October 10th, 2025. God damn. It's so far away, but like I always say, I would rather wait for something good than for something rushed and shitty to just be pushed out. You know, like I'll wait. And you know, this movie, like they said, these movies gonna be following the Avatar gang, the Aang gang, when they're young adults. So I think that's gonna be so cool. And of course, Korra is a continuation. Child, let's just keep reading. Hold on. But no details emerged regarding what the film will be about or who will be returning to the series. Even though Avatar's sequel series, The Legend of Korra, technically continued the story, this literally was what I was about to say. So yeah, even though Korra continued the story, the show didn't go much into what happened to Avatar Aang and his pals after the events of Sozin's Comet. However, a few of the show's alumni, like Katara, Zuko, and Toph, all made appearances as the older versions of themselves when conversing with Korra. We know that. It'll be interesting to see how they do the casting for the upcoming movie. The voice actor for Aang has retired. Obviously, he can't do the voice anymore, even if he did not retire, because he's no longer a child. The other actors who participated in the show, like the people who did the voice for Katara, Zuko, what's up, that thing? Azula, Ozai, they remain in the industry and could probably still do the voices. Also, the article points out that Sokka, like the actors for Sokka and Toph, also are still active, so they could probably embrace potentially returning as their characters. All that remains is knowing where the show will pick up from. The show's creators have an interest in doing a movie about the gang finding Zuko's mom after Ozai revealed that she was still alive. Now, I'm going to talk about this story, like what happened with Zuko's mom and stuff, towards the middle to end of this video, so just keep watching. So yeah, they're also saying that maybe we could focus on redeeming Azula as a character after she had lost everything, including her mind, in the show's finale. Since the comic book series for the show has developed more of the show's plot lines, it'll be interesting to see if they take those stories and put them in the movie, or if they'll venture into new territories. And this last paragraph here just talks about the fact that, girl, we done had a shitty live action movie. So we just need to make sure that this is good. And I think it will be fine because it will be Avatar Studios doing this, the actual creators of the original series, the animated series. So I honestly think it would be fine. So now this article pointed out two areas where they could go with this movie. The first one they point out, like I just read, is Zuko's mom's story, and we're gonna get into that in a second. And the second one is Azula redeeming herself, or redeeming Azula as a character. And I think that if you're going to go the route of redeeming Azula, she need her own movie. Like that's it, her own movie. And maybe that could come out even after. We need Kyoshi as well, baby. But I think that if you're gonna go the route of Azula, she needs her whole entire feature by herself, because like she will take up too much space in a movie with the rest of the gang as well. Like that's why I think that you could do Zuko, because I mean Zuko is part of the gang now. Like so even if we follow, or even if the cast, but maybe some people would be annoyed that it's not focusing on Aang. But I wouldn't be, especially if you find a way to like tie Aang's story into Zuko somehow. I don't know how that would work, but either way, I want to read you this from Screen Rant about Zuko's mom and him reuniting with his mom. So Avatar: The Last Airbender's Prince Zuko lost his mother when he was just a child, and she is presumed dead. But the tie-in comics tell the story of exactly why she disappeared and where she had been. Zuko's mother is called Ursa, and she is the granddaughter of Roku, the Fire Nation avatar who preceded Aang, which is very interesting. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, it is only revealed that she made a bargain for Zuko's life when his father was planning to kill him, and that she was later sent away from the Fire Nation. But who is Zuko's mother? The lack of information in the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show led audiences to believe she was dead. However, at the end of the show, the young Fire Prince confronts his father in jail, demanding to know anything about what really happened to Zuko's mother. Child, let me skip around. So Ursa found Fire Lord Azulon and his son Prince Ozai in her residence. Zuko's grandfather, Fire Lord Azulon, heard a prophecy from the Fire Sages that suggested that he should mix his bloodline with that of Avatar Roku. This would supposedly produce descendants with great power, securing his family's place on the throne long after he was gone. He managed to track down Ursa and forced her to marry Zuko's father, Ozai, even though she was already betrothed to someone else named Akim or something. Akim? Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So basically, Ursa, Zuko's mom, had to leave the life that she knew for a new one. She had to leave her betrothed. She was isolated by Ozai. He wouldn't even let her send letters to her family. So obviously she lived for many years as Fire Princess and gave Prince Ozai 2 children, Zuko and Azula. When the children were still very young, their cousin, Uncle Iroh's only son, was killed in battle. The children overheard Ozai asking his father Azulon to pass Iroh's throne birthright to him instead of Iroh, since Iroh had abandoned his duties as general in his grief. As punishment for Ozai's insolence, Azulon wanted Ozai to feel the pain Iroh had felt upon losing his firstborn son and ordered Ozai to kill Zuko. And it's just like, girl, y'all be so crazy over there in the Fire Nation. Like, for what reason? That shit's crazy. All y'all crazy. Upon discovering this plot, Ursa made a deal with Ozai. So she would use her herbal skills to concoct a colorless and odorless poison so that Azulon could be killed and therefore Zuko's life spared, and Ozai could take his place as Fire Lord. Zuko's father, Ozai, agreed to the murder plot on one condition. After Azulon was dead, Ursa would leave the Fire Nation and never return. And this was apparently because Ozai was just like, yo, you use poison on my damn daddy, you ain't using poison on me. So Ozai also threatened that should Ursa try to take her children with her, he would hunt her down, like hunt all of them down and kill them. Heartbroken, Ursa was forced to leave her children behind. And later on, Ursa made a difficult choice and allowed the spirit called the Mother of Faces to make her forget her children along with the rest of her former life. And she was given a new face and a new name. And then she had another daughter. And it was after that, Zuko found a way to meet up with her, and she agreed to, got her memories restored, I think, in some way. And his mother agreed to just tell him everything, like everything starting from the beginning of her life. So I know that was a long ass explanation, but still, it's just like, can you imagine seeing something like that in this next movie? Especially, like I said, if we're talking about these characters being young adults. Like, it's literally growing up with the audience, right? So I just think that would be cool. Now, I do understand that, like, okay, like I said before, they might not want to do this because we need to be focusing. I guess people would expect the movie to be focused on Aang, but I think it would be so cool if it was like a little switch up. And yes, we do focus on what Aang is doing and what Aang is up to, but maybe we also see like some part of Zuko's story, or Zuko reaching out to his mom, and then like the gang supporting him. And I don't know what the hell Aang is doing. Like, I don't know what they're doing. They're gonna be up to something. But yeah, as far as like that Azula thing, I think that she would have to get her own like movie. And I don't know why I feel that way about, no, I know why I feel that way about Azula and not Zuko. I feel like you could tie, just because Zuko has been running with the gang for so long at this point, it's like you could tie his story into like whatever's going on with Aang and them, right? But I think that Azula has been such a foil to like the characters that we love. Like obviously she is connected to the gang and stuff, but I think her story is so segmented. You know, I feel like if Zuko did not have that redemption moment within the TV show, then it would be hard to tie all of that, his redemption, and on top of that, you know, him going to see his mom or whatever, like into a plot with the rest of the gang. But like, you know, Azula hasn't even reached that point where she's on one accord with the gang, or I mean, I don't even know how that would happen. Like y'all, you were terrorizing the fuck. I mean, Zuko was terrorizing the fuck out of their ass too, but like, you know, Azula hasn't even reached that point that Zuko has, where you could just have them all in one story. I think Azula need her own fucking story, her own fucking movie, and I would love to watch that shit. I would love to watch that shit. Just her dealing with, you know, her losing her mind and dealing with, you know, does she want to be this kind of person for the rest of her life, you know, and just looking at the past deeds that she's done, but also, you know, not taking her badassness away from her. Give her an enemy to fight. Give her something to do something to zap with her powers, bitch, and I would get my life. So I don't know. We just all over the place now. This whole entire film is about like Aang and the gang. I'm over here talking about Zuko and Azula, but shit, I mean, you know, let's speculate. Why not? Especially if we have these comics and stuff that they could pull from. So I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. 2025 is so goddamn far away. It's so far away, but I will wait. Okay. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.